Imagine this moment. Two brothers stand before God. One offering is accepted. The other is not. In just a short time, a family moment turns into the first murder in the Bible. This is the story of Cain and Abel. It is not just about two brothers. It is about the heart. It is about jealousy. It is about anger that is not controlled. And it is about the danger of refusing to listen when God warns us. After Adam and Eve left the Garden of Eden, life became very different. They were no longer in that perfect place where everything was provided for them. Life now involved hard work, pain, struggle, and consequences. But life continued, and Adam and Eve had children. Their first son was named Cain. Later, they had another son named Abel. The two boys grew up in the same home, but they became very different in the work they did. Cain became a farmer. He worked the ground. He planted crops, cared for the land, and harvested food from the soil. His days were filled with digging, planting, waiting, and gathering what the earth produced. Abel became a shepherd. He cared for sheep. He led them, watched over them, protected them, and made sure they were fed and safe. His work demanded patience, attention, and responsibility. So here we have two brothers with two different kinds of work. One worked with crops, one worked with animals. Both had jobs, both had responsibilities, both had something to bring before God. At some point, the time came for each brother to present an offering to the Lord. Cain brought some of the fruits of the ground. He took part of what he had produced and offered it to God. Abel also brought an offering, but the Bible gives us an important detail. Abel brought the firstborn of his flock and the best portions from them. In other words, Abel did not just bring something, he brought his best. He honored God with the first and finest of what he had. Then something serious happened. God looked with favor on Abel and his offering. But he did not look with favor on Cain and his offering. The Bible does not give a long speech here explaining every detail, but it clearly shows a difference between the two offerings and the two hearts behind them. Abel gave in faith and honor. Cain gave an offering, but something about his heart, his attitude, or the way he approached God was not right. Cain noticed this immediately. He saw that Abel's offering was accepted and his own was not. He felt the rejection deeply. He became very angry. His face changed. His mood changed. You could see the anger all over him. This is a very human moment. Sometimes people are fine until they see someone else praised. Sometimes they can handle their own struggle until another person gets what they wanted. Sometimes the hardest thing is not failure by itself, but watching someone close to you succeed while you feel overlooked. That is where Cain was. He was angry, hurt, and likely embarrassed. And instead of dealing with that pain honestly, he allowed it to grow. But God did something merciful before anything worse happened. God spoke to Cain. He asked him, "Why are you angry? Why has your face fallen?" Then God warned him. He told Cain that if he did what was right, he would be accepted. But if he did not do what was right, sin was waiting at the door like an animal ready to attack. God said sin desired to have him, but Cain must rule over it. This is one of the most important moments in the story. Before Cain committed the sin, God warned him. God saw what was building inside him. He saw the anger, the bitterness, the wounded pride, and the jealousy. He saw the dangerous thoughts beginning to grow, and he spoke to Cain before the disaster. This shows us something important about God. God does not always stay silent when a person is heading towards sin. Many times he warns us. He may warn us through his word, through conviction in our hearts, through wise counsel, through a sermon, through a friend, or through the quiet knowledge that what we are planning is wrong. Cain was angry, but anger itself was not yet the murder. At that moment, there was still a choice. He could have humbled himself. He could have asked, "Lord, what is wrong in my heart? Show me how to make this right." He could have repented. He could have changed direction. But he did not. Instead, Cain kept going down the wrong path. The Bible then tells us that Cain spoke to Abel, his brother. We are not told everything he said. Maybe he acted normal. Maybe he invited Abel to walk with him into the field. Maybe Abel had no idea what was in Cain's heart. Then when they were out in the field, away from others, Cain attacked Abel and killed him. Just like that, the first family became the scene of the first murder. A brother killed his own brother. Not because Abel attacked him. Not because Abel stole from him. not because Abel harmed him. Cain killed Abel because Abel's life exposed Cain's heart. Abel did right, and Cain hated what that revealed about himself. Think about how terrible that moment was. Adam and Eve had already seen the pain of sin when they disobeyed God in the garden, but now they would see sin in an even more painful way. Their own son had killed their other son. The home that once held two brothers now held grief, shock, and guilt. Abel's life was gone, and Cain's life was ruined. Then God came to Cain again. He asked, "Where is Abel, your brother?" Cain answered with a lie and a hard heart. He said, "I do not know, am I my brother's keeper?" That response tells us how far Cain had fallen. He was not broken over what he had done. He was defensive, cold, disrespectful. Instead of confessing, he answered God with pride. But God already knew. God told Cain that Abel's blood was crying out from the ground. The hidden crime was not hidden from God. The field where Cain thought nobody could see had already become a witness. This is another powerful truth in the story. No sin is truly secret before God. A person may hide things from family, from friends, from church members, from leaders, even from the law for a time. But nobody hides from God. He sees what is done in the open, and he sees what is done in secret. He sees actions, but he also sees motives, thoughts, bitterness, and intentions. Then God pronounced judgment on Cain. Because Cain had murdered his brother, the ground would no longer respond to him the same way. The very earth he had worked would resist him. He would become a restless wanderer on the earth. Cain finally reacted to the seriousness of his punishment. He said the punishment was more than he could bear. He feared that as he wandered, someone would kill him. Even here, we can notice something sad. Cain seemed deeply troubled by the punishment, but the story does not show real sorrow over the murder itself. He was distressed by the consequences, but there is no sign that he truly grieved his sin before God. Still, even in judgment, God showed mercy. God placed a mark on Cain so that no one who found him would kill him. Then Cain left the presence of the Lord and settled in another land. And that is the story. A story that began with two brothers bringing offerings to God, ended with one brother dead, and the other living under judgment, carrying the weight of his sin.